Well, hello. So I finished Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. I liked it a lot. I had a video, it was like 21 minutes long. For some reason it wouldn't upload. I did mention some things that I think are censored pretty much. Talking about like multidimensional realities and theories and memories, dreams, correlating all that. One thing I did notice was I didn't see the word discernment anywhere in the 12 Rules for Life. I might be wrong, but I did want to comment on the foundation, like building. He correlated, an affair of a lady, and she lost her sensibility for who she really was, because who we really are. Generally, we place that on outside aspects of other people, right? So I don't know how to relate to that, and I think my prison experience may have something to do with that, because I realized, I went in there alone, I was coming out alone, and that's actually influenced a lot of things in my life since. So I don't really get attached. When I do get attached, it's not very good for anybody involved. I become like psycho obsessive. It's just crazy. I don't know. It's not good. So I've learned to kind of be there emotionally supportive or whatever. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. It's not what I'm making this video for. The foundation thing. So when I got out of prison, I was talking about, UCC ones, bonds, birth certificates, allegories for Wizard of Oz. I had been studying law for the past 6 years, writing lawsuits, getting people out of prison, suing prison guards, suing the prison itself. A plethora of a lot of other extracurricular activities, plus reading, all about the self, the soul, practicing yoga, went to a vegan diet while I was in there. It's a whole lot of stuff. And since I've been out, I have noticed, not just being outside, what prepared me for like my travels and whatever I was going to experience was in prison. I learned how to control my emotions very well, to the point where, just an example, I got to Pendleton, which is behind the wall. It's a maximum security prison. When I had first went there, I wasn't even going there to stay. I was getting transferred to a prison next door called CIC. And when the doors and the gates closed, I was scared. Like, I felt this anxiety. I don't know how to express it. I've never felt that emotion in my life. Like, I was petrified. I wasn't even staying there. So I've always been like, well, I went to CIC, met a dude named Rocky, started doing lawsuits. This one dude named Stephen Murdoch kept trying to come at me, offering me gifts and shit, and I had to tell him, look, bro, my name ain't Justin to you. You can call me Woodward. No, we ain't friendly like that. That ain't ever happening. Da-da-da-da. No, I don't need your shoes. No, I'm good on the coffee. Nah, bro. Step the fuck, stay away. And this dude was a taking booty ass dude, right? In Pendleton, he was notorious for going in people's cells while they went to chow, hiding underneath their bunk or their mat, however, so that when the doors rolled shut, it was just you and him. You know what I mean? That dude's serious. And he had arms he was a beast. And he was short. We call him the Predator because he had these dreads and this snarled up flat nose. He was in administrative seg for somersault kicking a dude on the yard over another boy. What? It was serious. Well, these guards kept trying to get him to come at me. I had to handle him once in the shower. Instinct played a huge role in that. I had long hair. I heard somebody walking in the shower. Hey, look, bro, this is my time. Administrative seg, you only got 1 hour out. So I paid attention to my surroundings 100%. And then, hey, Justin, you got some shampoo. And then he curtain rip back, bam, hit him with the left. I know I'm a right-handed dominant individual, but this left, when it goes, boom. I don't mean to brag about that, but I don't ever throw the first punch, but I ain't ever been whooped, right? And another time I was getting ready for a visit, so I took a shower at rec in the morning, and I hear, pitter patter, and here he comes in the shower. I turn around, and it was like, I don't know, just instinct. And then after that experience, I got to Pendleton, right? Well, this time I wasn't scared. I was going there to stay. There's a story about that too. I told Rocky, he got transferred. I said, yo, bro, I'll be over there in about 27, 32 days. I'll be over there. Sure enough, that was at the end of October. By November, by Thanksgiving, I was over there. We were in the same cell house. He was just on the other side. So now I'm in there. But I went to administrative intake or whatever. So you're in a cell all day just waiting. And this dude, he was the range runner. He was a big dude. You could tell he's a dominant individual. Mind you, I'm only 5'9". I'm a little white guy and shit. I got a clean shaven face. The white thing does play a big factor in prison, especially. So he's like, oh, I see you smiling. I see you smiling. He puts up on the mesh door or whatever, like my cell. All swagged out or whatever, man. I'm used to this shit. I've been getting this the whole 5 years I was in by then. 4.5. And I'm like, yeah, I am smiling. I'm kind of excited to see what this place is like. I never got really nervous about things. I was just like, all right, I gotta be here anyways. Might as well see what it's like. And I'm in one of the most dangerous prisons in the country. It's notorious, just like Michigan City, just like Jackson, San Quentin. There's Leavenworth, pretty serious, Attica. But yeah, so I'm at Pendleton now. I'm like, yeah, bro. So emotional intelligence, this is where I've obviously known, I can't show any kind of weakness in front of these people because they will eat you the fuck alive. And it's not going in there and punching the first big dude. That's stupid and ignorant, man. You might get killed for that. So, I'm like, yeah, bro, I am smiling. I'm excited about seeing what this place is about. Don't get it twisted, bro. There's some real killers in here. And I said, well, just because I ain't in it for murder don't mean I ain't a killer either. And you can come up in the cell and see if you can get it. Agreed? He's like, this is the third time I heard game recognizes game from a homosexual guy trying to holler at me, whatever. Like, nah, bro. You want it, you can come get it. So I got myself out of that situation. I don't know how my mind thought myself in that situation, but I was there. And then, I'm not a victim, so I ain't gonna play the part. And then I had done some legal work for this cat who got transferred with me, and he owed me 35 bones. So I'm like, yo, maybe it gave me a little confidence, because I'm like, yo, man, so you owe me some money, you got a TV, and you got a box full of food down there. I'm down here in these Jackie chains. One blanket, one sheet, no food, no box, no nothing. So, because they confiscated a bunch of my shit when I got transferred for administrative seg hold and all that. So, he's like, nah, bro, that CAB didn't work. I said, well, that's why you gotta file an appeal. It doesn't matter, bro. It's just, I'm a jailhouse lawyer, man. If you don't pay your attorney, he ever gonna do nothing for you again? You still owe him the money. He did the work. Regardless of whether you had a winning case or not, that's irrelevant. So, I said, man, I'll make a deal with you. Give me what you got right now, and what you ain't got, you can keep. I'm gonna give you until 7 o'clock in the morning when these doors roll for chow. We'll just have to figure out what goes down then. Da-da-da. Then he kept trying to rap. He's a big dude. I mean, he was 6'2" easily. Big, bald-headed guy. Muscle. He was a vice lord. Almighty, whatever. And he wasn't none of my peeps, so, Nah, never mind. That's neither here nor there either. So, he keeps rapping. I don't say nothing. Hour goes by. Next thing you know, there's shit dropping right in front of my cell. Thanks, bro. What do you know? There was $32 there. He was 3 short. What he didn't have, he could keep, right? But it's just, so I've used, that was some experience, and then I got out of prison, and I've been able to do that. Like, I was outside of this shelter, and these cats have been like, because when I went to this Hope shelter in San Antonio, and this dude I was working with, well, I wasn't working with him, like we were working on a project. I had met him, and I knew I had to help this individual in some way, shape, or form, right? I traveled. I just left my house and was like, fuck it, I gotta go. Like Muhammad told the Sahaba, doesn't matter, bro, if you gotta go, just take whatever you can and get. I mean, that ain't how he said it, but you get the story. And I went to Hope. It's supposed to be the best shelter in the country. It's like a concentration camp. It's right on the fucking rail line. They got armed guards with the barbed wire facing in. It's like, yeah, it's just crazy, right? It's kind of like a holding center. And where was I going with that? San Antonio. Oh yeah, because they made you come in this pat down area. It made you empty out of your pockets. Well, I had this strategy. I would start going to these day labor places, getting some money, focus on my shit. I went out there really talking, like, focus my energy and my speaking towards people, and like judging them by their body language and their response and what they thought, and just doing the feedback thing. Like, it's free, right? I might as well go hone my craft. And I started buying silver. I started having money. Then I got some checks that I had worked before. They got mailed finally, so I had cash. And they kept seeing my wallet. Well, I'm outside and I'm smoking a joint and shit with this dude. Oh yeah, that dude that I worked with, he quit drinking alcohol. He got back into the VA program where he had housing. He had been homeless for like 7 years. So, bang! Oh, Richard Burnett. My nigga. But yeah, he's good. But I'm sitting out there smoking with him and shit, and I hear, yeah, that's the one with the wallet. And then I see him encroaching and whatever, and I'm just like, all right. Like, nothing was verbally said. It was all non-verbal body language. Like, my heart's even racing doing it because there was 3 of them and they were all bigger. And I was like, all right, it's about to go down. And then this thing popped in my head from, I actually just got the book, 5 Rings. You can never choose how many opponents you have, their skill, their weapons, or, something similar to that. But you can choose the environment you fight in, right? Like, I didn't bring this fight towards me. I mean, maybe I did, being flashy or whatever. That wasn't my intention. I like having my cash on me, my silver, my gold coins. They made me like empty out my pocket in front of everybody going in. So of course I was like, yeah, thanks, bro. He's like, are these real? Are these real? Letting everybody know, yeah, I got fucking gold and shit. Cool, man. Awesome. Any one of y'all can get it if you want it. But I was only there to help certain people out, because I wanted to figure out why people repeatedly felt like they weren't worthy of housing or like food. One time, this dude was walking around with some barefoot, and I'm like, yo, bro, what kind of shoes you wear? What size you wear? He's like, hey, what do you mean? Why you need to know what size? Automatically negative and standoffish, whatever. I'm like, instead of getting upset and like being dominant, because that's kind of like my go-to response, like, all right, no, I'm just asking because I see you walking around barefoot, and I think you could benefit from some shoes. I got like 4 pairs of new shoes. I had some Nike Shox and then 3 pairs of Air Maxes, brand new, fresh. And I was like, yeah, man, I think the Nike Shox would be good for you. He's like, oh, I wear an 8.5, 9. Bet, bro, because I wear a 9. Boom, handing him off the Nike Shox. I didn't do it for like outside pleasure. I just seen a fellow human in need, and I'm like, yo, bro, I got you. And he didn't know how to take that. He's not used to people doing good for him. And then later on, he was always like hugging me and asking me for advice. He never asked me for money or anything. One time he did. I said, oh man, this ain't that kind of relationship. I'll give you some information and show you how to go get your own money, but I ain't straight up gonna give you no money. I don't do that. Because I could get drunk off my own money. I don't need to give you money so you can go get drunk off it. What? You know what I mean? So, and about 3 or 4 days go by and I see him again. He's barefoot. And I see another guy wearing the Nike Shox. I was like, damn, bro, somebody take them from you? Because I was irate. I said, damn, they took that shit from you? Oh, hell no. He's like, no, I sold them for like $25. That's for a $180 pair of shoes. You sold them for $25? Cool, whatever. You must have needed them more than I. And I didn't really cut that dude off, but I did have a bias towards him. Like, damn, man. Not because I wanted the Nike Shox or anything like that. It's just like, somebody gave you something and you just straight up was like, Well, my dude Rocky, right before I got out of Pendleton, right, this is another herringbone situation. I gave him my TV because TVs are valuable in there. So I got it over there and everything is all up in his cell. You can't really have two TVs in your cell. This is Pendleton, man. We got cell phones and shit and fucking speaker boxes and, you know, motherfuckers are living there. And, you know, a week goes by and he's acting funny and shit. And I'm like, man, what's good? What are you doing? He's like, man, well, Justin, I have to tell you. I loaned this guy the TV, right? He's a little short, older white guy. He's still timid, even though he's a badass on the lawsuits. I mean, dude's won over $380,000 against various prison, Westville, Pendleton, Miami, like a bunch of them. And he ain't paid me for it, and he ain't trying to give it back. And he's kind of connected to these individuals. You know, he's giving me the scoop, and I'm like, all right. I was like, at rec time, show me who this guy is. I'm getting that shit, but that's my motherfucking TV. Ain't nobody just gonna take my shit. Cause that's almost like he ran up in my cell and just took it from me. Bro, this ain't that. So, I see him on the yard. He's a bigger dude. Once again, like I said, I ain't the biggest dude. I'm like 5'9", maybe 5'9.5". I stretch all the way out. I at one time could bench press 315. For 5, weighing 162 pounds. So I'm kind of beefy. 5'9" too. I was dunking on the court in full mode. BAM! Nuts in the face. You know. So I see him on the yard, and we in this spot. It's kind of dark and shit. I kind of like had him go over to an area. You know, remember, you can't choose your opponent, their skill set, or any of that. But you can't choose the environment. So emotionally, I was already set. Physically, I was getting him set. And then, mentally, I already won. We never ended up fighting. He didn't want none. He kind of acted like he wanted some, you know, upper lip, trying to show you. I said, man, I've always been able to like talk to people and be like, yo, I'm just letting you know, man, once this gets going, it's going. So I just want to make sure you're ready for those consequences, because it's about to get it. And I got the motherfucking TV back by dinner time. And didn't nobody get hurt. But I've been meaning to talk about a bunch of these stories, because I think some other people can relate, and they can be like, oh man, I know. There's another story about that in The Warrior's Way, about a tea master bumping into a samurai in the market, and then he goes to this other drunk samurai who's retired, and he's like, oh, you're hopeless, you'll never get it, tea master. And then he's like, oh, I'll make you some tea. Just make me some tea. And then he's making tea for the samurai that's training him, not the one he's going to fight. And the samurai goes, whoa, that right there. When you're in battle with him, do your stance that I taught you and get in that zone, that zen, that mode, you know, whatever it is that you're here to do that. Boom. He said, because you're a master, right? So once you're a master, this principle applies to every aspect in life. And he met the other younger samurai that he bumped into in the market on the day and everything, and did his stance, and he got in his master mode, and the other opponent ran away. I related to that because when I was a kid, I'd be like, all right, I get in my zone, and when I go to the spot, because that was like the thing when you were a kid, somebody challenges you to a fight, you'd be like, all right, bet, motherfucker. Even though you're buying in their emotion, but you're also showing dominance. You know, the whole lobster thing, like he was talking about, yeah, straight up. And I went to predominantly wealthy, upper class school system. So, and yeah, so I related with all that. It's just crazy how all this correlates, right? But I've been meaning to talk about a lot of the stories that I experienced while I was in prison and since I've been out. Because since I've been out, I really hadn't had no limits. As soon as I got out, I was wearing a longi and a thobe, you know, praying 7-8 times a day, fucking chilling, eating good, money in my pocket, talking to people, being like, yo, this is the way of the life. I'm still that way, but I got other things. I got some other things about all that, which I've talked about in public and amongst other people. I've wrote about it, published some shit. But, you know, I'm not no Lama or Mufti, so who knows? But I don't even know where I was going with that. I just figured I'd share some shit. Y'all have a great day. Bye.